You see that building right there on the image? I've seen that joint. I've seen that joint. That thing's fucking huge. Is it like a church or something? I think, or like a cathedral of some kind.
It's a landmark cathedral.
A cathedral, yeah. Because I remember there was people lined up to like go in it.
Cathedrals are cool because they're old.
Yeah. I remember there was people lined up to go in it.
Here is what is this? A 2.5 hour long walking tour of Venice.
That's cool.
I'll
I've never
skip
actually
forward.
seen this before.
There's a picture.
Like any footage
Here,
of
I'm
people
looking at this
actually
too.
just walking.
That
through it.
doesn't look like water.
You see, that's what it looks like, though. It's very, like, I don't know, like the buildings are worn.
Because everything's surrounded by water, yeah.
Yeah. Well, have you ever, like, it's built, like, they made a platform underneath it to build it, right?
You look at places like this and you're like, that doesn't make sense, right?
It doesn't. But those bridges that they have across the canals,
Yeah.
all the way through, are really cool.
But the water's dirty, right?
Oh, it's gross. Yeah, when I was there, it was like blue.
Oof.
It was like a really
Like a
weird
bat
green
kind of
blue.
blue.
Yeah.
Not like a
We'll see on this video what it looks like here. But
If this dude doesn't get on a ferry.
yeah,
Or
you
on
see that? You see how it's like a weird green tinge? That's what it looks like. It's
So-
not like a clear water. That
So I don't
like,
want
is
to
nice.
name drop the lake in our town, but that.
Yeah, but the thing is the water surrounding it. Like when we got on the ferry and started
Yeah.
going out a little bit, that water was fucking nice.
Hmm.
But the water in the middle there is fucking
So
gross.
did you guys go in any like crazy buildings like that?
Oh yeah, I went into those. Yeah,
And-
because you can just walk into those.
Like
fucking
how were
things.
those high school trips? Were they just like would they just let you do anything you wanted? But I'm
Yes.
really
Yeah. So there was like set things that you did during
And this
the
is
day.
grade 11, so you're
What, 17?
17. An
There
adult,
was like,
basically.
yeah, there was 16, 17, yeah.
You're not an adult, but you think you are, anyways.
Yeah. So like there was set things like where they set up events where like we would do shit, but there would be like every day where it would be like, okay, we're gonna meet back here in 5 hours. So I would have like 5 hours to go do whatever the fuck I want. Like,
Huh.
it was sweet.
That's a lot of trust to give a bunch of 17-year-olds
I was really concerned. Like,
that people
I
weren't
was
gonna
like-
make it back.
yeah, because like I didn't have fucking data in there. I
So you
went
could
by
have got
street times and
kidnapped
shit.
and yeah.
Yeah, I genuinely like asked people where to go and like I just used street signs and like maps, like a handheld fucking map,
Like
like a fucking caveman.
I want to see if I could just like control the world like God, and I could take everybody from New York and put them in Venice, take everybody from Venice and put them in New York.
That would be interesting.
You know what I mean? Like,
You see, one cool thing about Venice is there's not that many people that actually live there
really?
because there's not that much room
Is
to
it all
fucking
tourism?
live.
It's all
Yeah,
tourism?
It's all the people that you see in this video, they're fucking tourists.
No, that lady looks like she lives there. She's been living there since she was like a little girl. Yeah, she's been living there. She's a tourist. She's a tourist.
One thing that's really cool
This is
about
a new
that
game.
there, though.
Who's a tourist and who's
All the
not?
people that live here, they probably have to fucking work all day.
yeah, like the living
Can't afford to
spaces
live
that are
there.
there. It's like every house.
So what, you think
Is
it's
above a
expensive
shop.
to live there?
I don't know. They probably just don't make a lot of money.
Like no one just has a house, you know.
Yeah.
On that spot where they are, no one just has a house. They all just live in like apartment type buildings above shops.
That's bananas.
Yeah. As you can see as they're walking through, this is what it's like through all the canals.
This is a
or
cool video though. I
all
all
the
people
hall-
do this.
I call them my hallways, but you know.
No, like
Yeah.
who? I want to see somebody like who's this jackass with a GoPro on his head.
But it's really cool. Like there's all these fucking tiny little shops. And shit.
He's been there. Yeah, you can tell the locals from the tourists.
Yeah.
They're on a trip. They're
Yeah, those two women. Oh,
Yeah.
Did you see those guys wearing matching outfits? Did you just see
Yeah,
that?
they look
No.
like they were working.
They were wearing
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
run
had-
that
they had,
back.
like bright wine yellow like pants. They had the blue shirt.
Look at that right there.
Oh damn! All right,
He has a fanny pack on.
They tripping out.
Wow.
the lime was that lime green pants.
And also all the graffiti everywhere. There was a lot of graffiti.
Now let me ask you this: the food. How was the food?
Very good. That it held.
Could
up
you get a
to
Big
its
Mac
name.
in Venice?
No.
No,
I got McDonald's in Germany, and I got a beer with it at McDonald's.
when you were 17.
Yes,
Well, you're allowed to there.
I'm pretty sure you actually allowed.
Were
to,
your were your teachers or whoever was on the trip like? Were you allowed to do that?
No,
Okay,
I was not
okay,
allowed to do
okay.
that.
I
But-
can't imagine they were like, "Go get hammered." I think
Yeah, no,
it's
we-
a good experience for the
dude.
kids.
Even like there was a. Fuck. When we first got there, it was somewhere in Germany. I don't remember because we went to a bunch of small places within. So I just say when we were in Germany, somewhere around
yeah,
there.
that's gotta be cool going to Germany.
Oh, it was cool. There's the infrastructure is really great, but there was just like
But I don't know what
There's-
Germany looks like. In my head, I just imagine World War II Germany, but I know that's not what it is.
No, it's very old though. It's very old. Like you're driving on like cobblestone
But-
roads and shit.
But does Germany have like a New York or a Toronto? Like Toronto. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm not Canadian.
Yes, that's,
Toronto. Anyways,
oh, what the fuck
Maybe.
is that place called? Because I think we went there. For, fuck.
was it capital of Germany?
Yeah. There. What is it?
What-
Anyways,
See, my question is like, what made Germany and what made all these European countries and all the cool countries keep their buildings like that, and what made us say like, let's get rid of all those? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
I think
what,
because they knew that those are better than the ones
Like-
we have now.
like what is there any part of Venice where you're like, that was built last year? Do you know what I mean?
Well, yes,
There
but
is.
no.
Okay.
Like when you're along the outside of Venice, like along the water, it
Yeah.
goes like all the way around. You can walk all the way around on the outside. There's a lot of vendors there on the side. They just have like small tents and shit, and like small like sheds that just sell like knickknacks and shit for tourists, like T-shirts and keychains and all that shit.
I went to Venice and all I got was this shirt.
Yeah,
Stuff,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Dumb shit, yeah.
I have a lot of
See, like,
footage
I would
from
want to
that.
buy something like that right there. Like, there was just an art thing. You just missed it. But, like, there was... Like,
Oh, yeah.
imagine buying that shit.
There's
That's the
so
shit
many
that I would
people
buy.
doing art on
And they
the
probably
street
charge
and
you
all
less
kinds
in the
of shit.
fucking gift shops. You know what I
Probably.
mean? Like, street art and stuff like that. Like, it seems like Venice was built for Assassin's Creed. You know what I mean? Is that a dispensary right there? Is that a vet?
That is a drug
Pharmacy,
store.
yeah.
This does
Pharmacy.
look very Assassin's Creed.
Right?
It's
Like, there's
the-
no-
the open,
Yeah.
All the spots in Venice that are
the
open,
area and the
they're
city
very
and
fucking
full of
open.
people.
What I want in this whole, like, beautiful cinematic video is one dude to run by in, like, a hood and just start climbing buildings.
This looks
Man.
like the area where there should be like a huge market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. And so you went to Venice, you went to Germany, and...
And London, England.
You went to London.
Yep.
Homie went to London.
Yes, London man's ting.
Damn.
Yes.
How was that?
That was cool.
Was that like a mix? That seems like they're not... I don't want to say Venice isn't updated. I don't want to say Germany's not updated. But I feel like the UK is more updated.
A lot
As
of
far as,
newer
like, building
buildings,
structure,
but,
which is-
but the thing
Which is not
like,
a bad thing because I like old buildings.
Yeah, the thing is
Because those
though,
are going to last for another 100 years.
Yeah, the architecture of the buildings is still like very
Architecture,
like
thank you.
old. Like the new shit that they build is like old looking. Like for example, like I saw the changing of the guards at like the Royal Palace,
Yeah.
right? Like they have a fucking show every time they do that.
Huh.
Like they parade down this fucking 200-meter
Now,
like big ass thing
Those
where
are the
like
dudes with
cops
the
are
hat?
and shit.
with
Yeah.
the crazy hats.
Like they walk down and they fucking
Yeah.
march and
the
shit.
red coats.
And
They're
then
not
they
red coats, but
change out
yeah.
with the dudes that are out front or whatever, and all the dudes like
I
there's
feel like
literally
I'm
a
offending
ceremony
so many
every
people
time
when I say
they
red
change
coats.
it.
Is that offensive? Say red coats?
I've-
If it is,
I
I'm
don't know
sorry.
what
Like
they're
that.
called.
I just know that was
I
Civil
think
War
they're
thing.
just like royal
That's
guards or
Civil War,
something like
I
that.
think they are.
But
But what was I gonna say? Fuck. Yeah, like the UK. It seems like it's one of those places I could live there. I don't know if I could live in Venice.
yeah,
I would love to visit Venice. I don't know if I could live in Germany, but I'd love to visit.
yeah.
Like, where's Wi-Fi in Venice? Do they have Wi-Fi?
Oh, it's all around. It's
Well,
got one of those things where it's like
I
built
know.
in all around the city. You just have to pay for it.
I think I just mentally think that like they're living in the Stone Age because their buildings look like it.
Yeah,
Well, like
Not the Stone Age, you know what I
media
mean?
and Everything portrays European countries as like older for some reason. Which
Yeah.
is kind of weird.
But
that
like,
is
what
true.
building there was made in the last 2 years, except for like the glass windows and everything? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and even like if the buildings were fixed, like the settlements and the like the what do they call it, the foundation of
That's
the
a cool
buildings
dog.
are like original.
Like you can see they're all stained. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
that's all.
fucking
Like,
pigeon.
oh, fucking pigeons everywhere.
How are the pigeons in New York? They'll cut you, right? Like
Oh, those things will fuck you
they'll
up.
pull out a
You better
piece.
watch out. You better watch out. The
No,
funny
that's
thing
cool,
is there's an image of me. I'll find it eventually and show you, but
send it to Matt and then he can put it up.
okay. When I was in Venice, there was this guy that came up to me,
Yeah.
and he just put fucking bird feed in my hand,
Ooh.
and then fucking pigeons landed right on my hand, and
And
I just kind of like hucked it.
you
and
said-
hucked
you
this
said in
pigeon out of
Venice?
my hand. Yeah.
Oh.
And then there's a picture someone took of me. We're like, I'm all like,
it's on that Home Alone
like,
2
I
shit.
got my hand up and shit. I'm,
You've
like,
seen Home
tripping
Alone 2,
balls.
right?
Yes.
With the fucking crazy pigeon. She's not crazy. She's a nice lady. But where she's got the fucking pigeons on all of her fucking... And Macaulay Culkin's terrified of her for the first part
Yep.
of the movie, and then she becomes a homie. Anyways, yeah.
Man, this pigeon guy though, he tried to charge me for the seat after.
What?
Yeah.
So he walked up
So
to you.
he walked up to me. I wasn't even paying attention. He like put out your hand. So I was like, oh, I'm not gonna think twice, I guess.
And he puts
Fuck
his
it.
dick in your hand.
Yeah, and he puts his ass crack and ball sack in my hands. But he gives me the seed, and like these birds are fucking with me, so I throw it away. I didn't like that. I wouldn't have done that willingly. And then he's like $5, and I'm like, you want me to pay $5 for an experience? First of all, I didn't want, and second of all, fucking sucked. No, dude.
You want me to pay for an experience I didn't ask for?
Yeah. There's so many con artists there.
Oh, yeah.
So many con artists.
Again,
Like dudes walking around, oh, give your beautiful woman a rose. And then you take it and you give it to your lady friend, and then he's like $5.
Like,
And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, that's also illegal.
like
It's very illegal.
The only knowledge I have to go off.
It's like, it's entrapment.
You really don't have to pay them.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
That's like when the city and like some dude who's hard on money, he just runs up in front of you and squeegees your windshield.
Yeah, and you feel inclined to give him whatever
Yeah.
you have in your fucking,
Yeah.
your change thing.
But look at that building. Look at that building. Did you see that one? I feel like
seen that.
you
I've
have.
been there, yeah. I crossed
So
this
it
whole
must be
fucking
small.
bitch.
If I can ask you if you've seen that, and you go, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, yeah, it's not, it's,
Probably
I was,
doesn't take long to
I was
go.
quite surprised by how, like, small it actually is. It's not
Look
that
at those
big.
markets, though. That's probably fun to go in.
Yeah.
No, but the only knowledge I have of traveling is just from my sister because I just live vicariously through her, and I have no other knowledge of travel. I never left the country, but
Is kangaroo meat legal here?
the tail?
The meat.
I just know that they eat the tail.
Well, I eat the meat. I'm serious.
Don't say that so like, I ate the meat, mate.
I ate the
I ate
kangaroo
the
meat,
meat.
you fucking cunt.
Okay, let's chill with the accents because we're gonna get like
Yeah, we're gonna get canceled. Cancel
but
culture.
but my sister, she said that when she went to Venice and she went to Italy and stuff, they say to have your backpack like where you can hold it with your arm because people will come by with the knife and just cut the bottom of it and you won't even notice, and they'll scoop up everything and piece the fuck out.
Yep.
Now I'm not saying that everybody does that, but there's the looting is just more looting. What's that? That's not pickpocketing. But
It is.
pickpocketing is a
It
bad
is.
thing too, right?
It's like the same
Yeah.
thing.
You wanna know what I did? I had my shit in my front pockets. I had a jacket that had pockets on the very front.
Yeah.
So I had my phones and shit in there, and I had a fake wallet that I put in my back pocket. And I had this little, it was like a fanny pack type thing, but it was like thin as paper. And I wore that around my waist, and I had all my money in it. So they couldn't get it. They
Yeah.
literally couldn't get it. It was hidden underneath my shirt, underneath my hoodie. You had no clue it was there. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like every country's different when it comes to that kind of thing.
and do I felt like I really even needed that? No. I'm a big fucking guy.
I think
But
that's
does
just
that
a
mean
thing.
they wouldn't have done that to me?
I just think that's a thing people say, like, oh, you gotta watch out. But like,
Yeah. I feel like
one
it's
person
definitely-
they knew 10 years ago had it happen to them.
Yeah,
You know what
they
I mean?
got robbed, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you
It's
go
very
there, you're gonna get
uncommon,
fucking
but
robbed.
There's so many people it happens to. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's very unlikely it's gonna be.
Yeah. Was that a Chinese restaurant? I just saw Chinese writing. Or Japanese. I don't know what that was. Some sort of Asian writing. I know it's offensive. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
for
that's
that
the
one.
right way to say it. Just Asian writing if you can't identify it.
Yeah. There's another pharmacy. It's like a. I don't know. Anyways, Venice is cool.
Yeah, that's like the whole
So no,
the whole
like
bitch.
not nobody, but nobody lives there.
Not many people. No, all these people that you're seeing are tourists. All these people, like I guarantee you, 90% of these people that are just walking around here are fucking
they have
tourists.
to be. Now the thing is like how many people in New York are tourists? Probably a fair fucking
A
amount.
lot. But granted, a lot of people also
On
live
top
in
of
New
the
York.
population.
Yeah.
Fuck me. What's that? Like how many people live in New York? Matt, you want to Google that for me? It's a lot. I know
That's
that.
a lot. It's definitely a lot.
Yeah. No, I think I would live in New York if I had to choose between. This is where the conversation went from, L.A. or New York.
8.3 million in 2018.
That's
8.4 million.
8.3 million.
That's bananas. Like
That's cracked, my guy.
Let's see if there's a 20.
now, go to
Man.
Ontario. Population of Ontario.
Yeah, the whole bitch.
Yeah, the whole province.
Yeah.
They're saying. Wait. They're saying New York City in 2020 is 18 million.
Okay, is that
18 million.
that doesn't sound real?
Wow. Isn't there like not that many people in all of Canada?
I don't know if that's right.
Isn't it
I've
only
heard
like,
that. I've heard that.
I swear, like, because most of Canada isn't inhabited, right? Like
It's
a whole,
just people living out in fucking New Brunswick.
yeah,
Just
a whole
like
bit of the north bitch is just
Yeah.
like there's no one living there
in the north
because you
bitch.
can't really. Most people couldn't unless you were born there. and
Because
you're-
you'll die.
Yeah, Yeah, there's a lot of places that you just
I
can't
feel like
live
that
in.
we're one of the few countries that, like, if you live there, not because of, like, terrorism or whatever have you, but just because of the earth, you'll die.
Yeah, like the weather conditions will kill you, literally.
Yeah. There's, like, dudes that, like, live in, like, Alaska.
No.
That shit's crazy.
The 18 million number is right.
Okay.
It's around nine-ish million.
Still 9 million. What is the entire population of Canada?
9 million. Canada total, like around 30-ish. Like,
Yeah, see, that's cracked.
they're very compact there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what's the population of, like, New Brunswick? Probably 10. No, I'm joking, but
I don't know.
Very high. 30 is like 37, 38 million.
38 million in Canada.
Roughly 37.6.
And think about that. There's 9 million people just in fucking New York City. Isn't there like 300 million people in the U.S.? Isn't it something like that?
It's like 300, 400.
It's like 300 million people, yeah.
have you ever seen anybody play at Wembley Stadium? Like
Wembley Stadium.
Queen's, like, Live Aid. You ever watch that?
Oh, yes.
That's, like, the biggest,
Yep.
like, their most known concert.
Last year, like 330 million.
330 million.
Here, I'll look it
Wow.
up. But,
Compared
Here,
to
I'll show
ours, where like they have almost 300 million more people. It's fucked. And with like almost, the thing is like our population is all in certain areas. There's certain.
like, look at this,
there's
okay?
Huge hot spots.
I don't know off jump what it is, but here.
What is this usually?
This is Queen at Live Aid, but I know that they know how many people went there, and, like,
I can look it up.
here, look up Live Aid attendance, because there was one. I think there's one in the States and there's one in London. And wait till it they show everybody, but
Live Aid Queen attendance. Let's see. Attendance.
it doesn't sound like a lot. That's the thing, and you compare that to New York's population.
Was this a fundraiser event?
So
Yeah.
there's-
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna say,
there's a
'cause
Philadelphia
that's
and
like-
a London attendance.
it's-
Was there two different shows?
Yeah, there was one in London.
72,000.
72,000.
And
That-
then about
Wow.
90K in
That doesn't sound like a lot, but look at if it shows everybody in that room.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
just that amount of people. That's more. That's a lot. That's like a whole.
Yeah. Trying to
Like
fathom
baseball stadium?
72,000 people in one spot. That's a lot of fucking people.
But how many times do we have to double this, triple this, quadruple this whole thing? I don't know why it's not showing the crowd to get New York. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you took
Yeah.
New York and you put it, like, completely flat, no buildings, nothing, and you got everybody who lived there in that one spot, like, shoulder to shoulder, it would look bananas. Like, it wouldn't make sense.
No, yeah.
Because, like, Canada's one of the biggest countries, and we don't have a whole lot of people.
No, which is weird. But
Like think about the Rogers Center. Like if you've ever been there.
Yeah,
how many
I've been there.
people You see sitting there.
Yeah.
All the seats total like 53,000 people. And
Yeah.
it's-
wow.
That's not even.
Is that the Blue Jay Stadium? Yeah.
Rogers Center.
Matt, can you look
Wow.
up Veld 2018 attendance? Because that was the last one I went to, I think. But that's, like, the most people I've ever seen because there's no seats. There's no. So it's shoulder to shoulder.
It's a single day estimate about 30,000.
30,000.
Wow.
And that was crazy to me.
That's
Well,
that's a lot
of people.
That's just every year.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
even
So
just
that's
New
just a
York.
roughly. Okay.
Wow.
I don't know if there's a stat for like just.
Did you. I don't want to change subjects because we're rolling on this one, but did you fucking hear about Dr. Dre?
Yeah, did you hear they got robbed too?
He got robbed. I
Yeah.
didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he was in the ICU with a brain aneurysm and 4 dudes fucking robbed his house while he was in the hospital.
I
Yeah.
know. I was talking about the brain aneurysm.
Yeah.
I didn't know he got robbed.
Yeah, they came out like right after. Like before,
Look
like a lot of news
Like, you can't really see everything, but, like,
it's absurd.
and that is no space to move. That's shoulder to shoulder.
And it's not even 100,000 people.
Yeah. So yeah. Sorry, we're watching the Queen Live Aid. First of all, watch this concert. It's fucking amazing. It was their main. It was the climax in the Queen movie, Bohemian Rhapsody. Look at that.
Oh.
Isn't that bananas? Holy fuck! There
Just
was a.
retarded.
We'll talk about fucking population over Dr. Dre, but there was a. Did you ever see that Metallica concert in Russia?
Oh yeah.
Where they fucking have, it was airfield, an airfield just full of fucking people, and this was in Russia, and they go hard in the paint,
Oh, they go hard.
but they got so crazy that if I recall right, I could be wrong on this. Look at that. Oh, they fucking just missed it. But the crowd was so crazy, and Russia didn't really deal with anything like this before, like crowds and like music. And as far as I don't know how long ago it was, I'll bring it up. But they were like flying helicopters over, dropping like tear gas out. Look at that, that's bananas.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
I've been in concerts when there's like 100 people in the room, and it's like, oh my god, like this thing is fucking packed.
Yeah. So this was 91, and they're playing Enter Sandman. I mean, I'll turn up a little bit. Hopefully the mics don't pick it up because we'll get demonetized. But it was like, that doesn't make sense.
No, look, that's like a military helicopter flying above them.
Yeah, because again, Russia had like no idea how crazy crowds can get when it comes to music performances.
And that's one of the most dangerous things ever, is a large group of humans.
What?
What one is this?
Look up Metallica, Russia, 1991.
Or is this something different? This isn't the Live Aid?
No, that's not Live Aid. That's look up Metallica,
Wow.
Russia, 1991. Here, wait. And like, I don't know what it. The lead singer, I think he was on Joe Rogan. And he was talking about like.
The first thing because you said that the first thing that popped up was fucking Metallica.
Yeah.
Metallica.
Let's see if we can get a little bit of audio. They're playing Enter Sandman, and it's fucking crazy.
Wow.
Hopefully the mics can't pick this up, but I feel like you have to watch this with the audio.
Wow.
What does that dude do with the fucking hair thing? Look at
That's crazy.
the guards are pushing people back.
Yeah.
1.6 million people
That's-
showed up to this fucking concert.
Bananas. Look at that.
1.6 million. Can you imagine just being on stage and being like, oh yeah, you go to the bar the next day and you're like, 1.6 million people showed up to my fucking show.
Like,
It goes behind.
wait till you hear the fucking when the drums are like the. Here. Homeboy flipping his hair like he always does. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh,
That's,
imagine being in that crowd. There's no way out.
that
If you wanted to
you're
leave,
stuck.
you couldn't.
They were probably stuck there for days.
You know, my dad got a guitar pick from James Hetfield in like the 90s.
Really?
Yeah, he was at a Metallica concert, and right after he fucking shredded one, dead ass, my dad showed me the pick and everything. He threw it out in the fucking crowd.
The
And
pick?
somehow my dad managed to catch the fucking pick.
Yeah.
And he has it like in a box with all his tickets, like all his shit. So cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
That's cool.
I have a pick from when Abandoned All Ships was here. That was in like 2009. I know Wolf has an autograph.
Here's the thing. This makes me miss concerts. Shit like this. You know what I mean? Because we probably won't go to a concert for.
A long time.
What is this? What day is this? So this is January 7th, 2021. COVID's probably at its peak. If you want to talk about it and say you believe in it. Some people don't. But whether you believe it or not, the shit's not open anytime soon.
Oh, no.
At least in Canada, it's been shut down.
People are like, oh, 2021. Let's forget about COVID.
Yeah.
It'll be over. Once
Yeah.
2020 ends, COVID will end.
Ideally, but that's not going to happen.
No. My honest projection, at least another full year.
You think a
That will
full
be
year?
like some hardcore shit like this where it's like,
What?
oh, you can't go out after 5 p.m. or whatever, or 8
I don't
p.m.
think we'll get back to that
No,
for a long time.
it'll never be the same. It'll never be the exact same.
You know
There
what
will
I
be
was
a
talking
new
about?
normal, I think.
I said to my brother the other day, I was like, "You think the handshake's gone?"
Yep.
Like the handshake, I think it's gone.
The handshake is something that is,
It's
you
living in
really
the
just
past.
got to be fucking, like, yeah, like for the common man, like when you, I don't know, you meet a new business partner, you go, hey, I'm James.
I was saying,
you shake their fucking hand.
I bet you our kids are gonna be like, "You used to touch random people you didn't know."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was how you met somebody. That's how you.
Like you shook their fucking
That's
hand.
how
and
you
was
showed
like, hey,
respect.
howdy doody.
Howdy
like-
doody, yeah.
Yeah, it's absurd. It's absurd. Like, I think of even where I work, I stand behind a sheet of plexiglass and I wear a fucking surgical mask.
Like you're in
Like-
prison and you're like
yeah.
talking through everything.
It's absurd. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Is that precaution even necessary? No. I'm standing behind a sheet of fucking plexiglass anyways.
yeah.
It's protecting me more often though. But the thing
Here's-
that frustrates me more than anything is I totally support wearing masks. I think it's great.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It makes sense to me. But people will come into the store and then when they're ordering, they'll like step to the side of the plexiglass
Yeah.
so they're not behind it anymore, and then they'll lift up their mask
Yeah.
and be like, yo, can I get a fucking...
I wa-
and it's like, dude, no.
I saw.
No.
I was in Walmart, and I saw this dude. He was working. I saw, like, you know when you see somebody who's like they got a cough, they were like trying to hold it in, but like COVID, now it's like a sin to cough in public. Like
Yeah.
everybody will see you. This dude, he took his mask down and coughed in his shirt. I was like, dude, if there's one place to cough, it's with that thing on your face.
Jeez.
Or better yet, keep it on your face and do that again.
Man, I've heard some of the most ridiculous, like, because if you go into like a retail store, and you tell the people that you can't wear a mask for whatever reason, they can't do anything about it. So, like, I hear the most ridiculous shit. Like, you walk into the store and someone's like, "Sir, do you have a mask?" And you're like, "No, I ate a bowl of chili 10 minutes ago. I can't wear a mask." Like, you can say whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
So you can say the magic word in Canada, at least. I don't know if it's in the States.
Yeah.
I would hope so. Is I'm exempted.
Yeah, I'm exempt.
Yeah.
I can't wear a mask.
Yeah.
Or you can just go up and be like, "I have asthma." Doesn't matter. They
Yeah.
can't question you, which I think is ridiculous. You should, in my opinion, and it would be super simple to do, make an appointment with your doctor. You go there. They give you a fucking piece of paper that they can print off with a printer.
Yeah.
Granted, they could be forged. I don't know if they want to make it a plastic card or something, but it costs money. But, like, and then it just has your doctor's autograph, and then,
Exactly.
you know, you just go, "Hey, I legally don't have to wear a mask because I do have an outstanding condition."
Well,
But also, not to cut you off, but
no, go ahead.
the thing is most of these people that have asthma and shit should be the people that are wearing them the fucking most. I get it makes it hard for to breathe, but
Why is that?
because they have a breathing condition already, you know?
They're the targets.
Exactly. They're the
Yeah.
people that are more likely to actually have a fatal accident with
Yeah.
the whole thing. But at the same time, I do understand some of them really not being able to wear the mask.
Yeah. Now let's say there's two vaccines right now in the time we're recording this that are supposedly going to be like bum rushed out to the public.
Yeah.
Now let's say they're not going to make it mandatory. That's a hard
No.
no, I believe.
No, I
But-
don't think you could, because if you did, then people would really
Then
question
you're
it.
like, you want to stick me with a needle?
Yeah,
And
people
then
would
those
really
same-
question
those
it, and
same
then you'd have a
people-
whole lot of people that are just like, "Oh, fuck you," like, no.
And then those same people will do a line of coke off the table.
Yeah, they'd go and fucking
Yeah.
smoke fentanyl in a
Yeah.
apartment hallway.
Yeah, and then like they'll smoke cigarettes and not be able to name every ingredient in a cigarette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But how would they just say like, oh, would they give you a stamp on your ID and say this person's been vaccinated? Sorry.
They would have to add it to your record somehow. I don't know how.
How do they do that?
Whether you'd have to, when you get it done at the hospital, they add it into your health record. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know for like traveling right now, you had to prove that you had like a negative COVID test within the past 72 hours to get back into Canada.
Yeah.
I know that was a thing right now that I heard about.
Yeah. So
And I guess that makes sense. Like honestly, like for people that don't need to cross the border, like you can't just cross the border, right? Like I can't just go, "Oh, I'm going to go over to the US and shop." You can't do that.
yeah.
You have to be like crossing for work or something.
Again, if you believe in it either way, the numbers thing, we're doing pretty good compared to the States.
Yeah, and like the thing is with the COVID numbers is, and here's how I've laid it down to a couple people just to make it understandable, because it's really stupid. For say you're going to the liquor store and you're standing outside of the liquor store,
Yeah.
spaced out from other people because of COVID and whatnot. You're spaced out because the restrictions. If a light bulb fell from the roof, stuck you through the head and fucking killed you, that would be a COVID death, and you don't have COVID.
They have thrown
That
around
counts
the COVID death
because
a
you
lot.
died because of COVID, not because of the virus, but because of COVID restrictions. So that would be a COVID-related death.
Yeah.
So not all the numbers are actually from virus deaths. And I'm not a fucking conspiracy theorist with it, but that's just how it is. Like
Yeah.
and there's obviously situations like that would happen. Oh, this guy, he had to park his car over here because of fucking COVID, because shit was blocked off. Then he got hit. COVID-related death.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like COVID is going to be a conversation for a long time.
Well, it's like a, what do you call that?
Yeah.
Like you're living
I
through
remember-
like a big part of history right now.
I remember. Yeah, it is kind of cool. It's cool, but not cool. Because
It's not really cool. It's like Black Plague.
I told you about my sister, right? She gets birth, like she's got to
Yeah.
have a mask on.
Yeah.
And you can't, anyways.
It's absurd.
what was I
If
gonna
anything,
say?
like the doctors should just have to double up wear a mask and wear a face mask if you're really that concerned about it.
Yeah.
And then the
Have you
patient
seen?
should be able to
Have you
just go
seen?
in and
Have you
not
seen what
a
they
mask.
wear though?
They have to wear
Oh.
like masks.
Yeah, they wear like fucking like
And that-
hazmat
and
suits.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like
It's-
two
it's
layers of
crazy.
gloves and like a hazmat suit type thing, so their skin doesn't get touched by shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like what? Like I look at the older generation and I feel like they're not freaking out as much. The older the older generation, because they lived through a fucking war. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so
So we
they're
don't have that mindset of like, we just gotta ride this bitch out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we have the world's on fire and that's
This
it.
is the only major thing that's happened.
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
So consider us lucky that like your phone doesn't ring one day and you're just getting, you have to go to the war. Like,
Exactly.
You have to go to war.
Exactly, and I've heard people make the point where it's like, these people that are still living with us, these older people, some of them were forced to just fucking run up a beach. And,
Imagine.
like with like a 90% chance of death.
But they didn't know that.
didn't even know
Somebody
that.
said, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna go there and we're just gonna lay out a couple people and it'll be
Yeah.
easy peasy another day at the
Yeah.
office."
So many people died. And now they're asking you to stay at home and eat a fucking bag of chips and wear a mask in public, and you're like, "Fuck you! You're taking away my rights."
Yeah, exactly.
Like, go fuck yourself. Your fucking grandpa ran up a huge ass hill with fucking people shooting at him.
Yeah.
Like, it's nearly certain death.
Yeah.
People that were in that, it's nearly certain death.
seen-
You were going to die. That was the thing when you went in. You were likely
Like,
to die.
You look at D-Day and like a lot of people say that you've seen Saving Private Ryan or not really.
Yeah, I've seen that movie.
That's apparently the most accurate.
I've heard that, yeah.
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 You seen Saving Private Ryan, Matt? It's like the war movie that every other war movie tries to be.
Yeah.
Like I just watched Fury again the other day. Twice.
Fury's really good. Hacksaw Ridge,
Yeah, that's a good one too.
that's a really
That's a
good
true
one.
story.
Yeah.
It's a fucking crazy story.
That guy's story's crazy. You know about that movie, Matt?
We just need to have a fucking show where we just watch movies with Matt.
Yeah. Essentially what this dude did, just to put it in a brief summary, is like he was on top of this huge ass hill that they climbed up.
Yeah. First
And
of
then-
all, can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
He was very like, he's a godly man. He's like, I don't kill, I just save people.
Yeah, that was something I
He
totally
never
forgot.
shot a gun that whole time he was in the war.
Yeah, he like had to go through all this shit so he could be like
Just a medic.
enrolled in the army but not carry a weapon.
Yeah.
Like there's some crazy shit. And then he was up on top of this hill. Basically,
Vince
they're
Vaughn's in that
fighting.
movie. Can we talk
Vince
about that?
Vaughn. Oh, I will get to Vince Vaughn in a second. But essentially, they're fighting on top of this hill, and then they have to retreat and go back down the hill. But this fucker stays up there, and he starts like bringing people over to the side of the hill and like
Yeah.
rappelling them down and shit with this gnarly system he made. And he saved what, like 80 people or something, like off the side of this hill.
Crazy number.
It was absurd. Like for one person to do that, it's insane.
And then at the end of the movie, he passed away like a couple years before the movie came out. I think that's why they did it.
Yeah.
But they showed him in an interview, old as fuck, talking about. He's like, "Oh, if I could just get one more, that's all I need. If God gave me one more, that's all I ever wanted." Yeah, I just kept saying, "God, give me one more." Like it was like,
Jesus.
it's like, and we're bitching about having to stay home and wear a piece of cloth on our face when
Yeah.
we go out to the.
God forbid I have to sit at home more than I usually do.
I've been told some crazy stories about my ancestors in the war because I'm like native.
Oh man.
Some of them like.
Yeah, that
this-
shit's crazy.
I don't remember his name, but this one guy, he would go into like where the German soldiers would sleep and just like fuck with them. He'd go and like take their shoes or like take something from them, like take all their stuff while they're sleeping.
He was the
He-
Bart
he
Simpson
go-
of World
he
War
could
II.
go and, like, just like slit all their throats while they're sleeping. Do like crazy.
Okay,
stuff
that
like
took
Yeah.
a turn from taking their
No, no,
shoes
well, it's
to
war.
slitting their throats.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's
Totally.
war.
Totally.
I like the idea that he went there the first time and he's like, "Dude, guys, I got their shoes." He's like, "You could have killed all of them and you took their fucking shoes."
Just, I don't know. Just the fact that natives like don't even get talked about in the war, but like
Yeah,
they
it's
could do these crazy things with like
Yeah.
like how do you get into a German like
Yeah.
base without being noticed and can just do all this crap?
I wish we had Tyler here. Because he's
big.
he's a history dude.
He's like
I told-
he's on for a history major.
Oh, he is?
Really?
He's very smart.
Well, we need to get him on and
'cause
just
I've only talked to him a few times, but he's a smart.
we
fucking
need
guy.
to have him on
He's
and
got
just
some knowledge.
get hammered and listen to him talk about history and ask questions that
Yeah.
I like talking to him. He always talks about cool stuff. Like
Yeah.
if something comes up, like he always knows something.
I feel like he knows like a lot about politics too. Does he know a lot about politics?
A little bit. Like
Okay. He just strikes me as that kind of guy that would be like very like
He's
mentally
just smart.
inclined
He's
into the
just-
thing. Like he's a smart fucking
He's
dude.
good with remembering like
Yeah.
stats and stuff.
yeah, he's
That's
probably
cool.
a human computer. We'll get him on eventually and just fucking get hammered and talk about history with him.
Yeah.
It'll be very lucky if we can get him to come out of his house.
He's a hermit.
He doesn't like seeing people.
Hmm.
He doesn't like seeing people.
Well, Tyler, if you're hearing this right now, I love you, boo. Let's talk about history.
If it was like a quick, like, go get food in the car, go back home, maybe. Like, he's not gonna come out and hang out.
Yeah.
Think ever.
All right. Well, then you're stuck with our knowledge of shit like that.
Yeah. Speaking about Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, let's talk about Vince Vaughn in a World War II movie. Bro, you're talking about the dude who was throwing dodgeballs for fucking 6 months filming fucking...
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about Vince Vaughn. As of like 2 months ago, I decided that I was going to collect every single piece of Vince Vaughn filmography on like hard copy.
Okay, I got a question for you. Why?
Why? Because he's one of the greatest actors of all time. Fact. Like,
I saw 4 Christmases and that shit blew my mind.
I have that on DVD, by the way. I do have
Shout
4
out
Christmases.
to John Favreau, who's in that too.
I got fucking Justin Case of You. I just watched it last night. Brendan Fraser and Vince Vaughn in the same movie, believe it or not. And Justin Long from Dodgeball.
Oh,
He's the young guy.
shout out to Justin Long. He's like
He's in that movie too. All 3. It's a powerhouse.
Justin Long
Powerhouse movie.
he's like a dude who like he looks like Keanu Reeves,
Man.
but he's like
You know who else is in that movie with like listen to this. Brendan Fraser, Vince Vaughn, Justin Long, Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage in that.
He's in it. He plays a gay bartender. Or a gay barista, I should say.
He's been in
some of his quotes are so funny in that movie.
I'm sure there's more, but the only things I remember Peter Dinklage in is obviously Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lannister. He was an elf. Do you remember that?
Elf?
He was an elf.
Like the Will Ferrell elf.
movie. Remember he's like he works at his dad's like working in, but he goes up to him and he's like, "Oh, look, hi, elf." Like he thinks he's an elf, like he's naturally because he's small.
Yep. Okay, yep. I remember that now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, I'm collecting every single piece of Vince Vaughn's DVDs. There's like
This
80.
is the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah, there's
about
like
you.
80 like on his IMDb page of like movies and shit, and I have like 20 right now.
I don't like that.
I have 2 copies of Dodgeball. I need to get a 3rd one though.
Why do you need a 3rd one, Dalton?
Because in the original casing for Dodgeball, inside there's a pamphlet, and one of them is signed by White Goodman, aka Ben Stiller. The ball has like a printed signature or whatever, not like hand signed.
Shout out to Jerry
But then
Stiller,
the
who just
other one-
died, by the way.
Rip. The
Jerry
other
Stiller was
one-
a fucking legend.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, go ahead.
The other ball and the other version of it is signed by like the printed sign for the movie is signed by Vince Vaughn,
That's cool.
Peter LaFleur.
You know,
So I
Jerry,
need that.
you know Jerry Stiller. He
Yeah.
was George Costanza's dad, and he's in a handful of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Huh.
We got a lot of actors who died this year.
Yep.
This past year, I should say this year.
Yep.
Sean Connery is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sad about that one at first, but then I realized he was a huge like sexist, and he was talking about hitting a woman and shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, whoa.
Then it's like, I can't feel that.
Whenever an actor dies, I jump down the rabbit hole of finding their like just clips of them and stuff. And he's talking about justifying hitting a woman. I was like, okay,
like,
you're a piece of garbage.
It's like, well, that's just not a topic you talk about at all. It's not something that even needs to be discussed. Like, you should just know what to do in that scenario, just to not.
Anyways,
should be
let's move on from Sean Connery.
Yeah, fuck Sean Connery.
No, who else died this year?
Juice
died last.
Juice WRLD died last year.
Like 2 years ago.
Or 2 years ago, yeah.
I don't
Rip.
know. The guy who played Darth Vader died. The guy, the stand-in actor.
What do you think about Juice WRLD, music-wise, in person? Like, aside from that fact that he's dead.
I like his music.
Yeah,
like his music.
I'm not mad at it.
See, I never got big into him, but like, man, the worst thing though, and I'll stand by this forever, is the stands that he has. It's such a fucking toxic community.
Meaning, like his fans?
Yeah, like there's such a toxic, like super fucking Juice WRLD fan base that's like so terrible. Like I see it on the internet, and these people.
If you like Juice WRLD,
don't
don't feel bad for liking Juice WRLD.
Yeah,
but
no,
like
Juice WRLD's awesome. There's a fair bit of his music that I like, but there's this very select bit that are just like mega fucking Juice WRLD stands that are like, oh, Juice WRLD's dead and I can't fucking live anymore because my king is dead. And like I've seen so many of it. There's even someone we went to high school with. I don't know if you guys have her on Snapchat.
Don't
I'm
name
not
drop
gonna
them.
say,
Yeah.
but yeah, like just like so like fucking Juice WRLD stand where it's just like
I try when a big rapper dies. to not jump on the train, even if I've not listened to him, to be like,
Yeah.
oh, rest in peace to the GOAT. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did not listen to a whole lot of Mac Miller. I did not. Like, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, he was around. Like, I heard some of the songs, like Weekend. I've been really good about a weekend. That song.
Yeah, yeah.
Every party ever. That song was on all the time. But when he passed away, I was like, I'll stand up and say I'm the one who did not listen to him when he was alive, and I'm the one who got onto him after he died.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that, but I will because
it's commendable though, to instead of just being like, oh, I fucking love Mac Miller.
Yeah.
He's my favorite.
like you saw every
just
chick
because he
post on
died.
Instagram
And it's
about
like, see, that's the same thing as like if I was in this scenario where, let's say, my mom dies, right?
don't.
I'm just saying for the sake of a scenario. I've thought about this before. If my mom just died and then some random people that I barely know that just know me because they know my name are like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry for your loss, blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, I know.
I don't care because your condolences are fake.
Well, I told
It's fake condolences because you feel inclined to tell me, oh, sorry for your loss,
told
when you're really not.
I told my brother to pick if he outlives me. I told my brother to pick a handful of people to help him suss out the people that didn't fucking know me.
Yeah.
And give them the middle finger too. And when they tried, not to say that you shouldn't get
just be like,
condolences
"Fuck
when
you."
you think that they're due,
Yeah, yeah.
but don't. I don't know. Somebody's gonna play this when I die, but I'm talking to you, person who tried to give condolences. And my brother said, "Fuck you."
Yeah. Don't come to my funeral.
There's gonna be like 10 people at yours. I feel like
Yeah, probably.
not because you didn't have a lot of friends, but because you only want 10 people.
Yeah.
Cremated or buried,
Hmm.
or neither.
I was listening
How do
to a
you do
song
neither?
recently that like
You get shoved in a drawer,
talked
like
about that.
that's a thing.
But like there's
right?
so many cool things that
There's
you
cool
can get
shit
turned
to
into if
do,
you get
yeah.
cremated. You can get turned into like a vinyl record,
Yeah, like
or
I
you
said
can
that
get put in
before.
a diamond and all kinds of. There's really cool shit now.
You can get
What?
underneath it. You can get planted underneath a tree so that the tree
Yeah,
grows.
But at the
through
same
you.
time, kind of swag to be, have a tombstone. Kind of swag.
Yeah.
Kind of shit, but because you're dead. But
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I personally don't give that much of a fuck.
Just burn me and do
Do whatever
something.
you want. I'm dead.
The
It's
thing
not going to affect me.
thing that
I'm not going to come back and haunt you
it
because
doesn't.
you turned me into a Hello Kitty plush. It'd be kind of
Well,
cool.
now it's on record. You're getting turned into a Hello Kitty plush.
Yeah, cool. Cool.
But it's not. Doesn't. I don't want to say creep me out because that's not the right word. But when people have ashes on a mantle,
Yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't
In the urn.
it doesn't creep me out.
Yeah.
But like, I would never want to be that because then it's like,
Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. Just mail my ashes to Vince Vaughn. And be like, he
In a-
had all of your shit.
in a copy of Dodgeball, just dump
Yeah, in a
the
copy of
fucking ashes
Dodgeball.
in a Dodgeball case.
Yeah. You ever seen Swingers?
No, but I know that
Oh,
that was
so
that's on my
good.
list to watch because that's got him and Jon Favreau in it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like the other dude,
Yeah.
and that's like Vince Vaughn's like second movie, right?
No. Very early Vince Vaughn. But
Yeah.
I can't remember what the fuck his first movie is. It's something I haven't seen. I don't know.
Well.
I have like all of his shit from the early 2000s era.
I don't
Just
like
because
how
it's super easy
I
to
don't
find.
like how you're a Vince Vaughn, like
You see, did you know there was a video game? Jurassic Park Lost World video game on PC.
We watched.
Vince Vaughn's in that. He has a large character, I believe.
Mag was doing a bunch of work one day, like she was grinding out a bunch of like papers and stuff,
Yeah.
and we were all sitting there, and we're like, "What's a fucking like series of movies we could watch to just burn through this day?"
Yeah, to just put on to have
Put
so,
on,
like you don't need to
and we chose
pay
Jurassic
attention to
Park,
it.
which I only remember the first one.
Yeah.
First one's good.
Yeah. See, I was I was never in the series, but I've seen one of them, the
But then
first
I
one,
Then I got to the second one with Vince Vaughn,
yeah.
and I don't like it. It's got Jeff Goldblum.
No, that's fine, yeah. That's fine.
That's-
I'm not
I'm
going
not
to shade you
offended.
because you don't like a movie Vince Vaughn is in. Yeah. I get that.
Again, Matt can't really attest to this, but like,
That's like even like I have like every like shit that Vince Vaughn is not a main character in. Like you ever seen the movie
Why?
Pauly Shore is Dead?
no.
Vince Vaughn has a cameo in it that's like 10 seconds. But I own it
Don's got weird
because
shit about
he's
him.
in it.
Like, why the fuck do you pick Vince Vaughn out of all the actors in the world?
Because he's one of the greatest actors of all time.
And you like truly believe that?
Yes.
Like top 10?
I believe that his films that he's in are like and
Do you know who
just
Vince Vaughn
him
is?
as a person.
Look up a picture of Vince Vaughn.
He's
and then
he's the dude for people that don't
Talks
know.
like this. Like, I don't know. Do you want to fight? Do you want to?
Yeah, yeah, he's the guy in Dodgeball, the main guy from Average Joe's Gymnasium. Yeah, see,
he
you
picks
recognize
him as his like.
you see his face and you're
favorite
like,
actor?
oh, I know that fucking guy. I probably don't know his name, but I know that guy.
Dalton's
He's from
like
Dodgeball.
Dalton's.
He's a good actor.
He is.
I'm not saying he's a bad actor, but like he's not like
The greatest. He's the greatest.
Dalton's like Wedding
He's in a
Crashers.
lot of good movies.
Dalton's
He
like
is.
Wedding Crashers is a masterpiece.
Wedding Crashers was awesome.
Him and Owen
Dude.
Wilson are perfect.
Oh, what's his name? Buddy from
Hangover.
The Hangovers in that.
Yeah.
What the fuck's his name?
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. That's what it is. He plays a good character in that movie.
He's like the douchebag.
You ever watch The Internship?
Yeah.
Eric Andre's in that. With Vince Vaughn and Owen
That's
Wilson.
another Owen Wilson pairing.
Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn are a combo.
Yeah.
Did you know Owen Wilson can skateboard? Like hardcore? There's this girl DVD, Girl Skateboards. It's Yeah Right. It was released in 2003. And Vince Vaughn, or not Vince Vaughn, sorry. Owen Wilson, he busts a gnarly like fucking back tail down like
What do you got there, buddy?
down like a six
Mom
set.
gave it to me.
Summersby's are good as fuck.
Hmm.
Is that the rhubarb one?
Red rhubarb, yeah.
Yeah.
For everybody who doesn't know, Dalton works at an alcoholic store.
It's rhubarb.
Alcoholic
Rhubarb?
convenience store like the beer store, which we have in Canada, which is
I don't think so.
you just go in there and buy beer. It's not really liquor, but
$37.95, sir.
you can't buy liquor at the beer store.
Everything at the beer store is malt based.
There you go.
Yeah.
And do they have a beer store in the States? I feel like they don't. It's just like, I feel like that's a very
Well,
Canadian thing.
You can get all that shit at variety stores, right?
If you're listening to this from the States,
Everywhere.
What's our percentage here on? We're at like what, half a percentage more?
I think so.
In
Everything
Canada?
around here is like what, 5%, roughly.
5 to 6, I feel.
Yeah. And if you get something that's like for say Bush Ice, I believe it's like 6%,
Yeah.
something like that. Everything that's like, you know, Bush Ice, James Ready Ice, it's all like 6%. Bud Shots
You
are
know
like
what's weird?
6%.
I just turned 21 yesterday, and now imagine me just starting to drink. That. Do you know what I mean? That seems weird to me. Like you guys wouldn't be able to drink yet
Well,
because that's the.
I remember shit about starting drinking. I'm looking at you.
Was that
You remember that?
the Gatorade thing I'm thinking about?
I don't think
Powerade?
that was the same night.
Was that at that place though?
Same place, yeah.
Where
So
he?
Yes.
That was amazing. No, that was Red Powerade was his.
I didn't want to throw up on my shoes.
That was
That
amazing.
was my move.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I remember you girded on the carpet, and then I got in shit for that because my mom was like, "Why the fuck is there
on the
puke on this
carpet. You
carpet?"
puked in the
On the
carpet?
way out, he almost
I
made
was
it
so
out.
close.
He was
I
so
gone
close.
at that point?
No, you were there
Oh.
because then he was out on the driveway,
Oh, I remember
fucking
that.
just spilling his guts.
I have a picture from
And
that.
it was just
actually.
like,
I might send it to
really?
you, Matt, so
Do you have a
can put it
picture of
up.
that?
I got
wow,
not a picture
you got
of
some
that,
archive shit.
but I
See,
got a
don't-
picture of Matt's like this.
Oh,
And we're
God.
just like, hey.
See, I remember one thing, and I'm sorry for misleading you, but we were giving you shots out of a glass that was a double
Yeah, I
shot
know.
glass. And
That
I'm telling
was
you
true.
it was one.
Because we were talking about, we're like, oh, it's skinnier, so it makes it one.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, yeah, we got you sauced up. That was good.
Yeah, we kind of like, me and you kind of slowly like led into drinking, and Matt was just thrown to the deep end with that one.
Yeah, we were just like, yeah,
I just
there you
play
go.
video games.
Yeah.
Wow.
I still do.
I have a
I
picture from
did
that
that.
somewhere. It's like in my snap, like.
See, I have pictures from that time, but like,
Yeah, it's somewhere. I'll find it.
wow.
Yeah, I don't know when you want to crack this whiskey open. That'll be a while from now, I feel like. I feel like we can open and smell it.
Yeah, if you want. It's a cork. It's not gonna make much of a difference.
We bought a bottle of whiskey. What is this? This is Legend, Legent, for, what was that? That was your 20th, right, Matt?
Yeah.
Matt's 20th birthday. And we're like, oh, we'll save this till we're 40. And now it's here. I don't think we'll drink
I
it,
didn't
but
expect it to last.
that's a long time, 20 years.
20 years is a long time to hold on to a fucking.
My brother
bottle.
told me yesterday, he goes, it doesn't age when it's in the bottle.
Really?
And I don't know if I believe that. Got a knife.
Yes.
But yeah, he said it. Yeah, Google that for me, Matt. Does whiskey age in the bottle? You had to get the flick on the mic.
I had to get the flick on.
Is this gonna break
It's
if I?
within legal parameters.
Is this gonna break if I?
Should be fine.
And if it does, I'm sorry.
Unlike
Eh,
whiskey,
it was like $10.
unlike wine, whiskey does not mature in the bottle. So you
Whoa.
have a 12-year-old bottle for 100 years.
Okay, so we'll buy a bottle of wine for Matt's 21st.
White wine.
As long as
it's
it's
sweet.
Red wine
good
sucks.
sunlight,
Oh, you don't
And
like
I'll stand by that. I like white wine. I don't like red wine.
Because it's bitter and it's gross.
Yeah, it's like ew, it's like drinking fucking sour
My
grapes.
sister's big on red wine.
Yeah, I can understand why there's like people that like it. It's definitely like an acquired taste,
Yeah.
but I don't fuck with it.
I bought her a bottle of wine for Christmas and I smelt it. Whew, that's a good sound. Here, let's get it on the mic.
Oh yeah, it's always nice with the corks. I used to buy Gibson's because it's in the cork. Yeah.
Here, you want to smell that and then pass that around.
Take a whiff of that fucking shit.
Smell that and then smell Makers. It's totally different. That'll get you going.
interesting.
Let's see. Legend.
That was so annoying too. We were just in the LC.
Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
We were just in the LC and we're like, what looks expensive?
Oh.
That,
Yeah, that's stiff shit.
and I have Jaeger here too because
Wow.
I don't really drink Jaeger anymore. But I figured it's there if somebody wants it. But I don't think what person's gonna come down here and is like, thank God you
I
have
was like,
Jaeger.
oh. I don't know what I would have done if you didn't have Jägermeister.
Yeah.
Oh, that stuff's brutal.
Yeah.
No.
I do Red Bull with that.
The Jaeger bombs.
You do what it specifically says not to do on the bottle. Do not mix alcohol with energy
Yeah.
drinks.
Man, I remember one time at a party, you were there. I can't say where it was, but it was like
I know where it was.
with the slide. Do you remember that?
I
Dude, that was
forgot about that.
I'll tell you
I
because
totally
you weren't
forgot
there.
about that.
But
This
it
is-
was in high school,
This is great.
and yeah, it was really like I don't even know how we managed to get out there because we weren't even really friends with them, right? Like we knew them by association, and we had like hung out with them a bit, but we weren't like close, you know. We were, I guess you could say friends, but not like it wasn't like
Not
we were
like
hanging
this.
out at school
Not like
and
these
shit.
three here. Like it wasn't like it was.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was like, oh hey man, like what's up today? Like
Yeah,
you
like-
want to hang out? Like no.
Like it wasn't like on the daily where you had to know what they were up to.
No, entirely not. There just happened to be association. You'd see them
This
in
is
class,
a gross
and you
story.
fuck with them or whatever.
If anybody
and be like,
wants to skip forward because it does involve the excrements of throwing up and
yeah. But like, it was sweet. Like we got there, we were vibing. It was good. Like
I
people
don't remember
were.
that night the whole lot though.
I do. I remember it quite well actually, because I remember even like seeing the property. Like I can visualize it in my head. And like we got there, it was all cool. We were hanging out outside, drinking. People were smoking, getting all fucked up. And then next thing I knew, like, I was
It turned on him.
so yeah, I felt it, and I went outside and I was like, I'm gonna take a piss, and then I knew I was gonna puke. So I went outside and I looked over and I saw this like play set with like you go up and there's like the little wheel on the top and a slide and
yeah,
shit.
it's nothing crazy,
You might
but
have heard of it.
Yeah, so I went up to the top and I just laid down and I was just like,
first of all, why'd you go up if you knew you were gonna upchuck?
because I thought it would have been
you
funny.
oh, so you knew.
I knew I was gonna puke,
Ahead of
and I
time.
was like, I'm gonna puke down
Okay.
this slide.
So this is I'm learning because I figured you were just so fucked up you went up there.
No.
Or is that still the case and you just thought it was funny because you were fucked up?
Yeah, like I thought it'd be funny to puke down it,
Yeah.
and I did, and I had sole intention of cleaning it, but I totally forgot.
I do remember that you were like, "I'll clean that up."
Yeah, yeah. And then we woke up to remember the next day, and there's a bunch of fucking puke down the slide, and I was like, oh, it's like that triggered a memory. I did that. I'm sorry.
I saw it happening.
Yeah.
I saw it happening, and I was like, "This is gonna play out one of two ways. One, somebody's gonna be really mad, or two, somebody's gonna think it's funny." But it was a mixture of the two.
Yeah. Got surprisingly good reactions.
Wasn't it somebody like, "Who the fuck puked down the slide?"
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was the owner.